Please be advised there are spoilers ahead related to the property being watched and or discussed. Hello. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so very much for tuning in. If it's your first time here, my name is Asha. This is my little channel where I like to watch, react, and just share my 2 cents, just my 2 cents about a couple of properties related to sci-fi and fantasy. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you my condensed reaction to episode 3 from the 2nd season of Fringe. This one is titled Fracture. Oh, Fracture. That sounds more dramatic than episode 2 that I just watched about 10 minutes ago or so. So I am hoping it's going to be, well, I don't need to hope. I have confidence now. Dude, this is a good thing for me because this is a property so far that has impressed me to the point that I expect a really great episode almost every single time. And I've rarely had to, I've never given this any episodes from this series less than 3 Ashemojis. So that's a good sign. It's usually toggling between 4 and 5. And I think maybe one episode from season 1, I gave it a 3. I think it was the no-brainer episode. Yeah, that got a 3, but everything else was 4 and 5, right? Right? Yeah. Anyway, so I don't want to waste too much of my time and your time. Here's my condensed reaction to episode 3 for you. Philly.
Hey, that vanilla hazelnut crap. Normal coffee, alright?
Vanilla hazelnut is the best. I like bulletproof coffee. That's my jam.
Yes, Colonel.
It's time. Get to Suburban Station. You'll be wearing a black trench coat carrying a black briefcase.
Another agent undercover doing no good. You know shit's bad when he leaves his coffee behind. Got the briefcase.
Set the briefcase down now. What's the problem? I got it under control. Give me the case.
Stop! Can't do that. Can't take that.
So all the glitches going on there, yeah. Turning into either ice or glass. We had a fire starter, so now it's Iceman. That's so frustrating.
Around the tree, then through the hole.
Yeah, I know how to tie my shoes.
Knowing how isn't the issue. You suffered some wicked head trauma. You'll get there.
Don't take this the wrong way, but I can't waste my
Are
time.
you sleeping at night? You've got circles around your eyes, pale skin. You don't get more than 2 or 3 hours at a stretch, do you?
I can't see that, so they should probably make it more obvious.
And you say the headaches haven't started yet?
No.
Let me know when they do. You can take the shoes off now, we're done.
That's it.
Unless you want to help me mop up the men's room, I'm closing now. Come back tomorrow, Agent Dunham. We got work to do.
Fine, how about this? 3-bedroom duplex in Alston facing east. All the morning sun a waking scientist could want.
Never liked Alston. Arlington either, for that matter. I'm perfectly happy with our present accommodation.
Well, I'm not.
Coffee?
Walter. I need my own bedroom.
Good morning sets the tone for the day.
That's true.
Look at this.
Very true.
Some sort of bomb went off in Philadelphia. Single explosive device, 11 dead, 28 wounded. This last part is what caught my eye. They can't find any explosive residue at the scene. How's a bomb go off without leaving any trace of it afterwards?
Shall I get my coat, Peter?
'Tis the mystery.
This place has major anti-terrorism security. EMP disabling devices at every entrance, explosive material sensors.
We checked and not a single sensor is tripped.
So what did the surveillance camera show?
Nothing. Nothing but magnetic static. It seems that whatever happened in here wiped the images.
Do you mind if I see those tapes?
I'll see what I can do.
Clues are there.
Guys, found this wedged in a bench. It's a badge, Philly PD. Officer Gillespie.
Were there any police among the wounded sent to the hospital?
So where'd he go?
Peter!
He's all over the place, actually.
The crystal. I think it's not geologic in origin after all.
It's probably
In fact,
him.
I'm certain it's
Yeah.
organic.
Is that an ear?
Well, I think Walter might have just found Officer Gillespie.
That's a good one. I like how they introduced that.
Walter, as much as I'm enjoying this analysis, what exactly are we doing here?
It's obvious, my dear.
Putting it together.
We're searching for clues. Scientific evidence to reveal what type of device this man was wearing, which caused him to harden and then shatter.
So the device probably was in the briefcase.
It occurs to me, Agent Farnsworth, that I've never asked you where you live.
Where I live?
Yeah. Daphne.
We don't know much about her.
Well, most of the time I live here, but my apartment is in Somerville.
The other day I turned the wrong way in the street and discovered that Busby's has the world's best apple fritters.
Based on the feedback I've been getting, I'm supposed to enjoy the unraveling of Astrid's character, so I won't be asking too many questions.
You never would have found Busby's apple fritters if you hadn't gone the wrong way down the street.
You really should try them. They're quite delicious. Brain.
That must be Gillespie. But I don't see a bomb.
Then it cuts out.
You know, I told her you were a genius, Joe. Don't prove me wrong.
I was gonna say something like
You need a
that.
smarter genius. Certain high frequencies can tweak electronic signals.
Look at the time code. It was about 20 seconds before the bomb went off.
So, why did we lose picture before the explosion?
Telling you, it's whatever's in that damn case. Some kind of weapon or something.
What?
Meet Officer Gillespie.
Fantastic.
They got more than I thought.
Anything out of the ordinary?
Needle marks between the toes. From his tissues, it appears to cause a chemical reaction on the cellular level that both solidifies the water in his cells and emitted massive energy which shattered the body.
What are you saying, Walter? You think he did this to himself? On purpose?
I stopped counting at 47 needle marks. Can't imagine it was an accident.
47.
This way, there's no need to smuggle in an explosive device because...
Officer Gillespie was the bomb.
Fascinating, yes.
After every shift on the job, 2 tours in Iraq, he always came home. I'm so sorry.
Where was he stationed?
In Ramadi. Was he on any medication or under any sort of medical care? No, Dan was healthy. I don't understand. What does this have to do with the explosion?
Right down.
Oh,
Excuse me, do you have a bathroom
Wow.
I could use?
I saw an
Yes,
image
down the
there.
hall.
Ooh. Oh, she's remembering. Damn. Certainly not a painless process. Look around for some Listerine. Or not. Wow. Right time, right place, huh? She pukes and finds a clue. That was great. What's the stuff he was injecting himself with? Okay, yeah. Oh, man.
these are? I don't know. I've never seen them before.
Because I'm assuming it's more than likely that this is exactly what Walter was talking about. What turned him into a bomb.
No, I can't yet. But I mean, what makes someone blow themselves up? Typically, they're either waging a war or making a statement.
Probably all of the above.
Doesn't make sense.
Is there anything else on your mind?
Like what?
The headache. Did the doctor say that would happen?
They said they might. That it was totally normal. We should get that back to Walter.
Yeah, Sam said it to her, right?
Where those lines came from.
In the last episode. That was really nice tie-in. They have that scenario with Walter and the apple fritter, and then Astra telling him if he hadn't gotten lost, and if she hadn't gotten upstairs, and I like that. Synchronicity of events. Ooh, another one. Wow, I'm sure it's for a worthy cause. Right? The pattern, the war. Oh boy.
Let me help you with that.
Colonel.
We need to talk. Captain Burgess.
Terrible with names. Know the face. Names escape me.
You're going to DC on Friday. Hotel reservations, plane tickets, all self-explanatory. Now that phone, keep it with you at all times. Check in with the hotel, wait for me to call you with further instructions. Do you have a cover story prepared for your family?
Yes, sir.
Have you been taking the serum?
Yes, sir.
Good, because from this moment on, Tin Man parameters are in effect.
Mm-hmm.
So, how'd you know?
The headache started. Well, it's about time. Headaches mean you finally sparked the battery. You've been experiencing an acute nominal aphasia, Agent Dunham. It's common with head trauma. Parts of your brain are still asleep, but once they wake up, all that memory will get flushed out.
When?
When?
When will I get my memory back?
It's a gradual process.
Here we do things old school, with a dull pencil and all your third grade math skills.
You know, this is ridiculous. I'm not bowling. I can't even walk without this damn cane.
You're not bowling. I've got a kids' league coming in here. You're going to keep score.
And how is that going to help me at all?
Well, for starters, it might teach you some patience.
Especially with kids. Oh my goodness. Rowdy kids.
While examining Officer Gillespie, I discovered something else. Given the amount of serum that we found in his tissue, and the rate at which it would have metabolized, I suspect that he would have had to inject it every day for a very long time.
Well, how long?
At least a year, I would think.
Wow.
A year? That would mean that Gillespie started injecting while he was still on his tour in Iraq.
So they're all connected to that group?
When the serum is first introduced or injected, it's fairly harmless. But then something else occurs, a secondary reaction. Some sort of trigger causes these bonds to blast apart.
This trigger, could it be a radio wave? There was some sort of interference on the security tapes inside the train station, most likely caused by radio waves.
Yes, I suppose so.
Peter, I've got Gillespie's military file. What's cyanogen chloride?
It's a chemical weapon. His whole unit was exposed to cyanogen.
Okay, that's what I was saying, like, his whole group. The right term is unit.
Classified experimental military project. How much you want to bet that Tin Man has everything to do with those injections that Gillespie was taking?
It says here the project Tin Man was shut down.
Shortly after Dan Gillespie returned home.
But it still lists Malik Yusuf, Abbas Khalif, and Hawa Ziad as Iraqi doctors who worked on the program. Where are they?
Presumably still in the country.
I may be able to help. But I'm going to need a few things first. I need to go
Peter
back to Iraq.
connections.
I know somebody who can help us find those doctors.
Seems a long way to go for a maybe.
Indeed.
There may be others out there like him, walking bombs. We don't have 2 weeks to wait.
What is it you need?
Private air transportation, $20,000 in cash, and a passport without my real name.
Oh,
I'm still on a couple of watch lists.
then you're gonna need a federal agent with you as well.
Who better? Does she want to go in her condition though?
You'll look after each other.
You ready for this?
Oh, they have no choice. Huh, changing countries.
Maybe I should wait outside.
Then what would I do? You're the one with a gun.
He needs one. They gotta give him one. Come on.
Assalamu alaikum.
Not surprised to see this actor, yes.
كان في أشاعات إنك قتلت.
فإذا أنا شباب.
ساعدتك. تحكي عربي؟
شوي. مش كتير منيح.
In that case, we speak English.
I need your help, Ahmed. U.S. military program named Tin Man is operating out of a hospital in Samara. I need to find one of the Iraqi doctors who was working on that program.
When I heard you had been killed, I knew this could not be true. Because a person like you is good at one thing. More than anything else, a person like you is good at looking out for yourself. Now you are here, asking for my help?
Yeah.
Yes, I am, Ahmed. A lot of innocent lives may be on the line. I may be able to save them. With your help.
Gotta appeal to that humanity. Come on, Ahmed.
What are the names of these doctors?
I bet he knows at least one of them.
I'll see what I can do.
That would make for good drama. If he knew one of them. Or all of them.
You gonna tell me what that was about?
No.
Dr. Bishop?
Oh no,
what
it's
did I
floating
tell you
melon
about
coming up.
experimenting with fruit? Just cleaned this lab up yesterday.
Thanks, my dear. Just injecting a very small amount of the serum into the watermelon, just to crystallize it.
Yeah, they use the term crystallize. Okay.
So you're using radio waves like Peter suggested?
Yes? Radio waves would also explain the eyewitness reports of flashing lights at the train station before the officer exploded.
Oh, incoming.
That's good, this is it. Quickly, what's the frequency?
331.6 megahertz. What happened? It stopped.
I'm not sure.
Knew it was coming. Good thing they weren't any closer.
No more fruit, Walter.
Walter should clean it up. Hand him a rag and mop and stuff, you know.
How long were you here?
Which time? I had to leave a couple of times.
Seems like you made a name for yourself.
I've been known to leave an impression.
Not necessarily a good one, right?
Dr. Malik Yusuf. Peter Bishop.
Olivia Dunham. Assalamu alaikum.
وعليكم السلام.
عندك رسالة مشاركتي بالهرب؟
Oh, is he one of the doctors? That wasn't too hard.
We were hoping to ask you some questions about a program that you worked on. A program called Tin Man?
No, I do not know anything about this.
Well, obviously you do.
معليش يا دكتور، فيهم يكونوا مسؤولين.
The program didn't work. It was too dangerous. The soldiers had been exposed to a synthetic neurotoxin, a nerve agent developed under Saddam. We had been trying to find a way to neutralize it, to counteract the effects.
And that's what they call Tin Man.
We had developed a treatment, daily injections of serum. We treated over 200 soldiers. Only a few of them survived.
Yeesh.
Over the course of the program, there were 3 others.
Do you remember their names?
Of course, I saved their lives. There was John Plum, Ross Kavanagh, and Diane Burgess.
So 4 out of 200? Is that what I just heard? Survived that?
The serum had an unintentional byproduct. We had discovered that after it built up in human tissue, it reacted in a very unexpected way.
It turned people into bombs.
Yes.
If someone is triggering these people to explode, it could be anyone.
There was a man, a colonel. When the program was shut down, he argued it should be continued.
Do you remember his name?
Gordon, Colonel Raymond Gordon. A word of warning. Gordon is a vicious man. He has no regard for human life.
That seems to be the case indeed.
Information has come to this agency that a bomb may be detonated today somewhere in this city. And in this instance, that bomb is a human being. Diane Burgess. We believe Captain Burgess traveled to D.C. this morning under an alias, though we do not have any intelligence on her potential target. Agent Dunham?
Based on our investigation, it's likely there is a second suspect controlling detonation from a remote location. We believe it's this man, Colonel Raymond Gordon.
So he sets them off, okay. I don't know why I wasn't connecting that, but I am now.
The explosion is triggered by a specific VHF frequency. Now, if we can locate Captain Burgess in time to get within range, we may be able to jam the signal and prevent her detonation. On that point, we suspect that Diane Burgess is unaware she is being used in a suicide bombing, which means that she is also a potential victim here.
That's more clear. I was misunderstanding a couple of stuff there. It explains the guy's reaction. He was genuinely surprised that was happening to him at the beginning. Okay. Okay, thankfully they summarized things quite well.
Snipers ready. Target sighted, arriving Federal Center Station, South Corner. Phone's encrypted, sir. We can't tap into it.
Well, that signal.
Attempting to acquire signal 331.6 megahertz.
Prepare to jam the signal. Stand by to what we're in talk.
But I'm thinking that if the Colonel wants Miss Burgess inside the building, then in order to trigger the explosion, he must be inside as well.
Which means that once he starts broadcasting, you should be able to triangulate his position. But in order to do that, we would have to leave the frequency open. We can't jam it.
Okay. I'm presuming it's a really hot summer day in Toronto where they're filming. Or New York. Because they're sweating through their makeup. But it adds nicely to the realism. Considering the weather, I'm sure.
Yes, Colonel.
Your contact will be wearing a black trench coat. I have a briefcase for you. Accept the briefcase and proceed by taxi back to your hotel.
Is that it, sir?
That's it, Captain. I'll meet you there.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
That is cruel, huh? For real. Go get that briefcase, no big deal. I'm just gonna explode you.
I got it. She's by the front entrance.
Keep an eye on her.
on the move.
Still no sign of Gordon. That's it. That's the VHF signal. She'll detonate in 30 seconds.
30 seconds?
Something's wrong. Sir, the signal's scrambling our equipment. I can't get a lock on Gordon.
Smart. The signal is scrambling our equipment.
One more.
We're at 20 seconds now.
30 seconds.
Okay, we got
The briefcase is not Gordon.
Probably at 15.
We're jamming the signal. I'm not risking these lines of chemical.
Sir, it's not working. This signal's too strong for our equipment.
10
Look,
seconds.
We have a problem.
General,
Where are you at here?
the signal will fail. She's going to detonate.
The signal cannot be jammed.
Signal, nothing.
Peter, I think we just lost radio contact. We need to find Gordon.
It's
Copy that.
way past 30 seconds.
We don't have much time.
TV 30 seconds is usually slower. Okay. This is more like it. There he is.
I spotted Gordon. Taking him out.
Stamp on it, crush it, something.
Mississippi. 25 Mississippi. 26 Mississippi.
Okay, I guess my timing is off. Okay, there we go.
We're back online. The signal has stopped.
Yay! She's saved.
What's this? An apartment. 2-bedroom, semi-detached. Furnished housing for professors. It's a nice neighborhood. Down the block from where Billy used to live.
Close to where Billy used to live, huh? Wonder if that's gonna come into play.
7¼ inches.
Why?
I think your hand just seems smaller to me.
Okay, we're good.
We're good? What does that mean?
Means that's all for tonight. Go home.
I just got here.
I know, but I'm tired. It's been a long day. You look like you could use some sleep yourself.
She's gonna freak out.
Now you listen to me, you son of a bitch. I am not here to bowl or to try on shoes or to have you play games with my head. I am here because I was told that you could fix me.
Time to fix her. Oh! Oh! Heightened emotion. You're fixed. It's like, how do you fix a patient? Just pissed him off.
The enemy is among us, and nobody's doing anything about it. So we had to take matters into our own hands. We had to send them a message.
What was in the briefcase?
They are here, collecting data, making observations. That's what's in the briefcase. They've been planning for war.
The data? Or...
And they've been passing information via courier, right under our noses.
Okay, Earth 2 people? Earth 2 soldiers or whatever?
We don't know who they are, but I can tell you what they want. They want to exterminate us.
Observer?
So they are studying us, our culture, our technology, our science, and they plan to use it against us.
So the Observer is an enemy?
Because whatever is in those cases is going to destroy us all.
Great, and it's linked to Walter. Okay, now I'm super confused. Oh. considering like everything that's been given as feedback. Okay, well, I know I'm gonna have to just wait and see. In everything, right? In everything. Jesus. And it's so good though. I'll just say this right now before I take my moment to go pick up my scene. How all it took was to see all that black pepper or whatever it was being poured on food, and immediately you're just like, yeah, it's the Observer. Episode 4 from the first season, taking the time to really show his eating habit definitely pays off. I am so confused though on so many things, but I'm going to try not to overthink things, pick my scene, and give you the as much of an afterthought as I can afford time to give you. Okay, hang on. Okay, well, it didn't take me long. It was like literally 30 seconds after I stopped the video recording my reaction. I was like, wait, I already know the scene. The last scene. I mean, how much of a moment can you have than to find out that the Observer is likely an enemy they're going to have to fight? Because from the feedback I've been getting from club members and a very tiny few of you here on YouTube, it seems as if, or seemed, past tense, as if the Observer is an ally and not necessarily a potential enemy. Then again, I guess it depends on the perspective. So, yeah, that last scene is going to be definitely a part of my stew mystery for season 2 or the whole series or what thereof, and see where that lends itself, because we see he's collecting data related to Walter, and then there's Earth 2 Walter. Then I'm expecting, no one's telling me this, I'm just saying I think it's a fair expectation to see variations, or not variations, I can't say the plural because no one has answered my question whenever I say it out loud, which is a good thing. No one has come forward, thankfully, in spoiling it for me when I was asking about will there be more than just 2 Earths. I hope they just stick to 1 Earth. I think it's going to get just way too convoluted if we're going to be Earth hopping. Like by season 5, are we going to be down to like Earth 50 or something? You know what I mean? I hope not. Don't validate or deny any of that. These are just for you to know what I'm thinking. If I need an answer to something, I will ask you blatantly, okay? Okay, so that's really the scene for me. And a runner-up behind it, like if I didn't have that huge reveal, I was actually going to pick this scene as well with Peter and that gentleman, Ahmed, because it reminded me again of the fact that Peter has his own backstory with his own problems and issues that I know at some point will become some kind of dramatic plot point that will probably mix in with everything. I mean, they teased that whole thing with the gangster in Boston that's going to likely find him. I didn't forget that. And then now we have his past in Baghdad, and who's to say him going back there after Iraq, because I think it's more than different locations in Iraq, right? Who's to say going back there now, maybe someone else who's one of his enemies spotted him, and it's going to be another episode where it's going to come back to him again. The point is, when it comes to Peter, I'm expecting as a viewer so far, based on what I've interpreted and based on some of the feedback I've received about the episodes, that Peter's backstory and what's going on with Fringe will connect more and more all together, just to kind of bring up the drama for Peter and bring up the character development and so forth and so on. That's what I'm expecting to see. And let's see how it goes, right? All right. Ashamoji. I really enjoyed this episode from beginning to end. And it is an episode I want to rewatch again. And I may rewatch 3 times. But not like anytime soon. But yeah, I give it a 5. It's rewatchable on many levels. Because we have, of course, Olivia and her awesome moment there at the end. I like how they did that. And it reminded me of an episode of Sherlock. It was a similar situation with one of the characters. BBC's Sherlock, by the way. with B-Batch. I call him Benedict Cumberbatch. Okay, so that's all I could say right now that I have time for, and I think that's enough for you to get an idea of my thoughts and reaction to this episode. So, there you have it. That's my reaction to episode 3 from the second season of Fringe. Share your comments below, share any trivia, and of course, if you want access to my full reaction, uncut, unfiltered, with extra commentary in between scenes here and there, details about that is in the description box below. In the meantime, until my reaction to episode 4, bye-bye. Peace out. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and check out my other videos.